How do you get to work? Let me tell you how I get to work. I get to work on the tube or on the bus or by car or by walking. I seldom walk, but sometimes I have previously in my life taken a bike. But what I always do is I always make sure that I'm aware of the swearing, spoilers, and opinions whilst I'm on my way to work. Enjoy this episode. Bye.
Hello and welcome to 250 Reasons to Stay Indoors. I'm Jordan.
I'm Keiran.
And this is the podcast where we watch the IMDB top 250 films. We let you know whether they were shit or whether they were good. So what are we watching this week?
We are going to be watching the film Paths of Glory this week.
Nice.
And it came out in the year 1957. It is number 59 on the list.
Cool. 59. Fuck. Okay.
That's not bad, eh?
Yeah.
So you kind of want it to be, decent. You pretty much want all of these films to be decent because they're on the top 250 films list. And there have been, spoiler alert, many more films released in the past.
For a second there, I was about to say, well, 250 is a big number. You could expect there'd be some like shit ones in there.
But then also...
it's like, it's a fraction, isn't it? It's 250 out of all of the films.
Yeah, all of the thousands of films.
Yeah.
Jordan, have you ever seen Paths of Glory before?
No.
What do you think it's going to be about?
Wait, what year was it released?
Jordan... Why would you spring that back up on me?
It was like 50s, right? 40s, 50s?
59? Yeah.
What did
57.
Yeah. Oh, okay. No, we said anything under 50. I haven't seen. But no, I haven't seen this. Have you seen it?
No. I think this film is going to be about like different ways that people have got to the top. You know? The top.
To the top of what?
The top of their field, the top of their lives, to the most glory-filled times in their life.
So you think it's going to be like what? Like a collage film? Of like, lots of little videos, lots of little snippets, lots of stories.
I don't know, to be honest.
Come on, I got to peg you down on something, Keiran. You got to give me a definitive answer.
It's just because the Paths of Glory could be fucking anything. So, all right, let's say, it's a classroom,
right?
Yeah, it's a primary school classroom, and it's a story about how this classroom, all the kids grew up and how they spent their time from primary through to secondary, through to further education, into the workforce, how they all diversified and went to different places. Some of them are at the top, some of them are like drug addicts now, but it's kind of all plays into the different paths that they have to their own individual glories.
That sounds pretty boring.
I'm down for it.
Oh, I wouldn't watch that. I wouldn't stay indoors for that.
Without having even seen the film. Okay.
If it's fine. That, I'm not watching it.
But in all seriousness...
if it opens on a classroom, I'm serious. I'm not watching it.
Okay. Any film that opens on a classroom, you're not involved.
That's it. I'm done.
Okay.
I don't want to learn.
We've got to watch out. So wait, is that the reason why you don't want to watch a film about
scared of school, Keiran. Knowledge scares me.
All right. Any film that opens on an educational establishment, we'll just disregard it straight away.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. But on a level, though, I have seen the poster for this film, and it is a guy in military uniform. So I think it's something to do with...
Oh, it's going to be army then, isn't it?
Yeah, I guess.
Army men shooting their guns.
Bang, 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 bang. Let's go watch the film. Very nice. That sounded to me more like a lawnmower than...
Really?
Yeah.
In my head, that sounds exactly like a snub-nosed machine gun.
A snub-nosed...
A snub-nosed machine, a snub-nosed Uzi.
Okay, you're saying things that
I don't know what snub-nosed means. It's something I've heard someone say before. No, it sounded like an Uzi or a machine gun.
What's an Uzi?
An Uzi is like one of the short machine guns that has the long clip.
Okay.
You know it. You'd know it if you saw it.
Do I know it?
Yeah.
Okay.
You've been around guns. We don't talk about it, but you've been around guns. You know.
Yeah. I have that. No, I really don't.
Back when you in your French gangs.
I can't pretend this because I just literally know so little about guns. So I can't even say, I can't even fake it.
Bullets go in them.
Yeah, I know.
And
I
then
get
come
that
out
bit.
the other end.
Sorry. Well, the other end. Jordan, let's just go watch the film. I don't like this.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
And we're back with a couple of fast thoughts. Guns.
France.
Machine guns.
World War One.
Uzis.
Courts.
France.
I've already said France.
French people.
Well, they weren't, but yes. Trials.
English people.
Court-martialing.
Like reverends.
Reverends. whimpering when you're about to get shot.
Yeah, I'm just going to leave it there because I was about to say crying.
Oh, it's a bit sad, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, the whole thing's a bit sad.
The whole thing's a bit sad.
Okay, let me tell you, listeners, what's about to happen is a 15-second pitch. Jordan's going to try and get the timer on his watch, whilst I tell you that I'm going to try and summarize the film in 15 seconds. Not less.
So just to clarify, you want to do this before we do a synopsis?
Yeah,
just
because
as we always do.
Because that's how it goes,
Yeah.
but that's how you forgot it last time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. Okay, are you ready?
Are you ready?
On your marks.
Yes.
Get set.
Yeah.
Oh, my watch turned off
Oh,
because I
for
took
God's sake.
Go!
All right, so there's this no man's land in France, and your man's like, okay, let's fucking bomb the Anthill, yeah? But the mission goes wrong, and the fucking guy blames the army people, and he's like, I'm gonna court-martial you. Three people get sent to be executed, they die, and that's the end of the film.
19.75.
I mean, for fuck's sake. I don't understand why I messed that up so badly, because it's so simple.
It felt like you really didn't have your heart in it.
No, well,
you started off like, okay, so.
I'm sorry that I couldn't really commit to a proper 15-second pitch. For some reason, like the lot of the film, as soon as I realised that it was going to be about law and about court-martialing, it was like, okay, this is significantly less interesting than I thought it was going to be.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah, I was. This is all the film is. Oh, okay.
Well,
And so it's about how war is a bit weird. Okay, brilliant. I thought there was going to be like, I thought someone was going to get taken down properly. You know
that we don't do. We're not actual proper film critics, are we? When it's just like, okay, so this is going to be a bit weird. This film's a bit weird.
But it's not just that it's a bit weird. It's like as soon as I clocked that there wasn't going to be proper redemption for the people who have been chosen at random to be executed. It's like, for fuck's sake. Okay, let's do a synopsis though. We are in France, and the French have been there. Like this, so it's no man's land. You got Germans on the other side. It's 1916.
Yeah, they're like in trenches.
Yeah. So trench warfare, that whole thing, and the Germans have this place what the French called the Anthill. By the way. Everyone that we see is French, apart from one German character right at the end. Everyone we see is French, but they're all
English,
American as well.
Or American. They're not basically everyone is French, but no one's French.
There you go. That checks out, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So they're all speaking English, but with English or American accents, which is infuriating. Basically, the next thing that you need to know that happens is that we've got the corporal, the generals, and then the colonel. The colonel is.
Can you just because I never have understood military rankings. So
right. Going from the bottom.
Yeah.
Well, he's not the very bottom because he's got people underneath him, but corporal, then it goes general. Sorry. I got that wrong. Yeah, you
Go
Google
ahead
it.
and I'll look it up
Google
whilst
it.
you're doing it.
All right. Now, I'm quite sure that it's the corporal who we see at the start of it. And he comes across like he really cares about his troops, his whole thing. And he's like, all right, we want to storm the Anthill. And so it's complete. Like, it's impossible to storm the Anthill, but they really want to do it because they want to get some more land back, blah, 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 blah. So they're like, all right, at this time, we're going to fucking jump over the bloody trenches. At this time, we're going to go through the wire. At this time, we're going to storm the Anthill, and we're going to have like 5 men left, but then we'll have 1. So your man, the corporal, is like, yeah, we're basically all going to die. So he tells his generals, like, yeah, send your men into battle. They're basically all going to die, but it's for the French, nation. It'll be worth it. Sure, why not? So they organize this thing, and it fucking goes wrong, doesn't it? So the artillery, I've been shooting in the wrong place, so it kind of makes it a bit harder to deal with. There isn't not ideal weather conditions, but to be honest, they've got bigger fish to fry. And there's a whole section of the army of like this fucking division or whatever who don't even leave their trenches. And right, this film is about these people who don't leave their trenches, or like all of the bloody soldiers or whatever. They've all done different things. Because they fucked up the mission, because the Anthill mission was a balls up. You had people who retreated. You had people who never even left the trenches because there were people retreating. They couldn't even come out of the trenches because there were people like jumping back in them, and so it was impossible. And also they were under constant fire, and also there was an order to just shoot upon their own men. I don't know why that was the case. They fucked up the mission, and the way that the corporal went about it was like, all right, well, you bunch of dickheads, like, why you didn't put any effort in? You're all cowards. So I want 60 of you, or however, like 100 men to all be executed, as to show an example of how cowards are treated in the French army, and you're all dicks. And so he goes over to this this colonel, Colonel Kirk Douglas. He's your boy. He's the one that's looking out for
Colonel Dax.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Colonel Dax, Kirk Douglas. That's the actor. Colonel Dax is your boy.
Kirkle Dag. Kirkle Douglas.
Kirkle Douglas. Kirkle Douglas. So he's the one who's going around being like, no, you're the one who is a dickhead.
No, you.
No, you. You're a Wally. Because there's completely, it was an impossible mission in the first place. There's absolutely no way that they could have done it anyway. What you were asking for them was to do something completely impossible. So calling them cowards is irrelevant because, one, you know that they're brave soldiers, but more importantly, they've been picked at random, and also the mission was a fuck up in the first place. Furthermore, he goes and says later on after the court martialing, after these three people have been sentenced to death, he goes to the super general. I don't know what his rank is, but whatever. Whoever's the guy most on top, the one who kind of said, yeah, they're going to get.
I'm not even going to try and.
I don't care.
I tried to look it up, by the way. It's not as easy to figure it out as it seems. Okay. And also, I think different countries have different rankings, maybe.
That's probably right. My mate Joe probably knows the ins and outs of that, but
if you know Kieran's mate Joe, ask him.
Yeah, cool. I'll ask him. Maybe I will. Maybe I won't. Yeah. But anyway, so Colonel Dax goes to big super soldier, whatever,
big super soldier,
major guy, whatever,
Captain America.
Yeah. For some reason, I couldn't say major, but I had Michelin Man in my head.
Wow.
So big super Michelin Man.
Your brain's fucked up. Dude.
I don't know what's going on today.
You need to lay off of all the drugs.
Thanks for the advice. Pro tip.
Stop the drugs.
Nice one. Cheers. And so he's like, oh, by the way, the corporal, yeah, he totally ordered for loads of his own men to be shot at. And so he's like, what the fuck? But the three men get sentenced to death anyway. They get shot. And then the rest of the army, like the rest of those army soldiers, they're just going about their days, and they have some entertainment in a pub right at the end of the film. And it starts off with they're all leering at this one German prisoner of war, this poor woman, she's she's this attractive woman, and they're all really they're excited to see this woman, but she's fucking petrified. She thinks she might get killed at any point. But she starts singing, and then they all start singing, and apparently it's emotional now. And so Colonel Dax is like, oh, we'll give them some more time before we go back to the trenches. So they go back to the trenches, and that's that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you basically took that off and then just did it all. And thank you for that. That was pretty good.
Nice one.
So do you want to just roll straight into some beefs?
Let's just fucking roll straight into some beefs.
Okay, so I watched this film wearing headphones.
Sure.
Big mistake.
Why? Because there were so many bangs, so many gunshot noises.
And just the whistling.
Oh my god! Yeah.
When they're attacking the Anthill, just literally unnecessary amounts of. I'm not even going to try and do an impression. You don't need to. You don't need to. We get it. I don't want to put that upon the listeners. It was just so ridiculous. I actually took the headphones off and put them by my neck, and I could, even with the volume turned down, I could still hear what was happening.
And it's not as if it was just loud. It was endless. You got
it was unnecessary.
There's a full 5 minutes of them going over no man's land, and you get I was thinking, to be fair, it's quite an impressive shot. That looks pretty. That looks like a big deal, but also my ears are now completely deafened.
Yeah, and
I had the sound down real low, and it was still
and it comes back again, doesn't it? When there's another scene when they're whistling, and right at the last scene where they're all just shouting in the bar.
Yeah.
It's just the noise levels of this film are so fucked. It's just too much.
Compress the noise levels.
Compress.
Especially because this is on Amazon Prime. We can remaster
Surely
the sound.
Surely this is a remastered version.
That wasn't paid attention to.
59 on the chart. It should definitely have a remastered version.
Absolutely.
I mean, I'm sure it probably does.
Well, maybe
and if that's what we watched, then they haven't done a good enough job.
I just got the biggest beef for me is the fucking accents. What's going on? What is going on? Not only are the accents not the same throughout the film, but everyone's supposed to be French, and you got people who are all English.
At least, the only way you can justify something like that is by putting a little bit of text at the start of the film saying based on a true story, so that I know that this is okay, so this happened in France, but they're just doing it not French. Like, that's fine. I can get behind that. And I think maybe that is what actually happened, but I don't know. And I need to know, because until I know, this is stupid.
Any film that is set in war times and isn't based on a true story, why are we doing that? Why are we doing that? There's enough amazing stories from the war, all the different wars. Like, we don't need to make up any more stories, surely.
I mean, maybe this is actually something that happened.
But no, it's based on true events.
Right.
So, yeah.
But it didn't really say that in the film, did it?
Did it not say that?
I don't think it said it. Said it in the summary.
There were some narrations, like, right at the beginning of the film.
But
I don't know. It didn't say this was set in, like...
Maybe that was just setting the scene?
Yeah, it was just like, oh, it's 1916, and the war started a couple years ago, and these are the French.
Yeah.
So I was first of all annoyed that none of them had a French accent, but the fact that they all had different accents from different places made no sense. Like, it was so obvious that they just got the actors in, whatever actor they wanted, and just be like, you know what, can you just say this in your normal voice? It'll be fine. And so having the hero being like so clearly American and having everyone else being like a mixed match from all different places, whether it was UK or US. What's going on there? What's going on there?
Yeah.
It's why? Why?
Yeah. And another thing that pissed me off was, like, obviously intentionally supposed to piss people off, I suppose. But so there was one line where the top general man is saying, well, one way to maintain discipline is to shoot a man once in a while.
Right.
And it's just like, oh man, I really fucking hope that wasn't the mentality back then. And I really hope, if that was the case, that it's not the case now. Because that's just disgusting.
I mean, I don't know about now, but I'm pretty sure that would have been the case back then.
It's just so bad.
I don't know if people still get court-martialed now.
I'm pretty sure, no, people, because that's just like, court-martialing is...
No, sorry, I mean firing squad.
Right, yeah.
I don't know.
I'm sure that probably doesn't happen, because that would be a death penalty, wouldn't it? And we don't have that anymore.
I guess not. That's a very good point.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, like, they must have been dishing them out left, right, and centre if they really wanted to.
When was the death penalty abolished?
Again, my mate Joe would have all of these facts.
Who is Joe?
So you've met him before. He's one of my.
Why does he know these things?
Because he's a massive boffin, and like he is like crazy intelligent, and he never actually properly studied like wars and stuff. He's loads about
one of those guys that just likes learning.
Yeah. He fucking loves learning. But whereas him, like, I love learning too. I like classrooms and stuff, but he retains the facts.
Right.
Whereas I'm just there having a great time. He looks
like
bored.
Nudging people next to you like, oh, God,
get off of this.
He's the teacher.
Okay, but Joe, like, he knows all this like the back of his hand. It's all good. By the way, how well do you know the back of your hand? I couldn't describe it for you.
Well, there's
tell me about it.
5 fingernails. Well, 4 fingernails, 1 thumbnail.
I didn't ask you about your fingers, or asked you about your hand.
That's on the back of my hand. Oh, right, okay. Well, it's pretty plain. It's brown, hair, veins. That's about it. There's no spots. I don't have any, like...
So, what part of your body do you know the best?
Okay.
I think we both know the answer to that question, don't we? Like, oh yeah, I know it as well as I know my penis.
Which part of your body do you spend the most time inspecting?
Which is healthy, actually.
Yes.
It is healthy.
Yes.
When they were going to, like, when there were 3 of them who were scoping out the anthill, and there was one general who was such a dickhead. He was the big coward, actually. He was the most cowardly out of all of them.
So is this like the top man?
No.
The top man then?
No.
Oh, okay. The lower man, the man under Colonel Dax.
Yes.
Yeah.
The one who got ordered to order the firing squad. Yeah. So he's the biggest coward, and he actually killed one of his own men when he threw a grenade, like, just and then just ran away from where they were going to, like, scope out the anthill. So that was a dumb thing. But the music in that scene where they're like crawling is so bad. I don't understand why it's so bad. Like, it was just like really boring drum hits that didn't. It was supposed to be like, oh, we just need some suspense. Have a drummer just hit a drum, put a microphone next to it, just to hit the drum at random intervals, and it'd be okay. And then when they just when the guy throws the grenade, and then you got the third person who goes over to see what's happened to the other person, to the person who had the grenade thrown at him. They see his dead body, and then you have a big cymbal crash. And
yeah, that was too much.
Come on, that's fucking tacky. That's on a level with Yojimbo.
It was really drawn out as well, wasn't it? It was just unnecessary.
No, it was dumb.
I think this film just does a really, really good job of showing you how shitty people can be at war times.
So this is the point of the film.
But I think more back on that guy and that general. I'm curious what would actually happen if it were to come out that he had killed the guy, because he obviously didn't do it intentionally. It was obviously an accident. Like, he definitely did not try to kill that man. I'm sorry, but you wouldn't be able to convince me otherwise. So surely that kind of thing, I mean, friendly fire must happen.
No, actually, no, I think he did.
Why?
Because he
ran in there first. Like, he didn't do anything wrong. The guy was like, go in there. Why me? Because I said so. Okay. So then he went in. He did what he asked him to do. He had no reason to try and kill him.
No, because the general threw the grenade to be like, I'm not fucking going in there, and I want to make it look like he got shot by the enemy. That's what I think it is. Okay. He was too much of a coward to actually go and work out if the person he sent in is okay. So he's
didn't he throw the grenade and run away?
Yeah, exactly. He threw.
Right. So maybe he was like, "Fuck this shit. I'm going to throw this grenade and run off." Like, it doesn't need to necessarily be "fuck this shit. I'm going to kill that guy."
Why can't he just run off?
Because maybe he wanted to help somewhat. Maybe he felt compelled to do something.
But he wasn't helping at all because he was making a massive racket, which is why he ran away so fast.
Right, yeah, but when someone makes a mistake, that doesn't necessarily mean that their intentions weren't right.
Jordan, he's a general in the army.
Yeah.
Like, if he is making mistakes like that, then he shouldn't be a general. And he shouldn't be, like, fucking throwing grenades and stuff.
Okay, yeah, but what I'm saying... Well, I suppose I didn't make it clear. I wonder whether... Not that there wouldn't be repercussions. I can't believe that they would be like, nothing happened. But I don't think that they would, like, kill him or something. Like, that's why I'm curious whether there would be, like, a death penalty for having accidentally killed one of your own men.
Okay. I can't be asked to dispute whether it was accidental or deliberate, but I don't think there's like an eye for an eye kind of thing. It's like he might be in prison, like some kind of military prison for having killed one of his own men, whether it was deliberate or not. I don't know if there's capital.
It's just like, casualties of war and all of that sort of thing. And
because a case like that where it's so individual, like you also have to make orders as a general where it's like, I fully know that loads of our men are going to get killed. And it's a tactical move.
Yeah.
It's a tactical move.
Exactly. How is that any different from telling... Yeah. How is that any different? Like, you're throwing a grenade. Like, I guess grenades explode. That guy may get hit by the grenade. Like, how is that any different from saying, we need to go and fight this place. We're pretty sure that people were definitely going to, like, we're going to lose a lot of men.
Right.
Like, but maybe they won't all die, but it's like 99% sure that at least most of them are going to die.
So
how's that any different?
If it was accidental that this guy killed the dude with his grenade, and he can prove that it was a tactical move, then it's the same as ordering 100 or so people to be killed as part of a mission. Yeah. But if it was on purpose and malicious, then that's right.
So I suppose it would probably be on him to prove his intentions behind throwing the grenade.
And he didn't try and prove it at all. He just covered it up and said he was...
I'm not denying that he wasn't a coward at all. All I'm saying is I'm just curious, if he did come forward, what would be the repercussions of that?
And do you know who would know, Jordan?
Fuck off. We should have got Joe on for this.
Yeah, actually, you know what? He would have been fucking perfect for this one, actually.
Okay, next military film.
Okay, you got another beef?
No.
Okay.
I just got mad respect for the guy that refused to order the strike.
Yeah.
Because if I was in his position, I would have fucking done it, mate.
Yeah.
If I've got a fucking guy that's way above me, screaming at me down the phone, telling me to do it, like, I'm probably going to do it. Like, and he was just like, no, I need written order. Well, no, but I'm fucking telling you to do it. Like, I'm telling you right now, and I'm your superior to do it, so do it.
Yeah.
No, I need written permission. Like, that guy fucking loves rules and admin, mate. He loves policy and procedure, and I've got so much time for that.
Absolutely. Bureaucracy is that guy's game. But I was also thinking, when, like, the reason why he felt I think he felt so comfortable doing that was because he knew that this guy's going to get fucked. If I go through with the procedure, as in if I go through and follow this guy's orders,
who's it going to fall on? Who's it going to fall on? Yeah, it's obviously going to fall on him. So maybe it was just selfish.
yeah, exactly. He's like, nah, mate, there's no way I'm doing that, and you're going to get dicked over for trying to force me to do it.
Yeah, because there were so many witnesses as well.
Yeah, exactly.
It was actually really fucking stupid of him to do that.
But the corporal guy, so he comes across all good at the start of the film, and he does his little patrol through the trenches where he goes up to random soldiers.
Hello, soldier.
He says, "Hello there, soldier. Ready to kill more Germans?"
That's like his go-to line each time he goes to one. He's like, "Hello there, soldier. Ready to kill more Germans?"
And then he's like, "Oh, have you got a wife and children?" "Yes, I've got a wife and children at home. Yes, I miss them." "Okay, keep doing the good work."
Yeah,
and just goes off.
So detached.
Yeah, innit? Like, and we see a bunch of scenes where we got the super generals and like the corporals and that having like breakfast and pastries and that. It's like, wow. Like we think about the trenches and stuff. Obviously, the trenches were crazy, like just fucking slumming it.
Yeah.
But then you've got some people were actually lording it up during the wartime.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
That's just deep.
I've really, really, really liked the conversation just before the night before they go to take the Anthill.
Yeah.
It's actually one of the guys that becomes one of the prisoners is talking to another about why he isn't afraid to die. And he's talking about actually he's afraid of the pain. And like, it was interesting to hear, obviously I know it's an actor, but like it's interesting to hear that kind of perspective, justifying and trying to sort of keep yourself calm before you go into something which you feel you will probably most likely die.
Yeah.
He's talking to someone else, but he's doing it to reinforce his own beliefs almost.
Yeah.
Like to get, if I convince you this, then that means it must be right.
Yeah.
He's saying that, how would you rather die, by being shot or by a bayonet? And it's like, by being shot. Exactly, because that would be quick. You see? So you're not actually afraid of the dying itself. You're afraid of the bayonet because you know that will be painful. The same way I am afraid of being killed by a grenade because I know that's going to be possibly the longest way and most painful way to die. So I'm not actually afraid of the death itself. Everyone knows that we all have to die. It's the manner in which that we die that we're afraid of. And I was just like, it's something that we all kind of probably know, but just to hear it like spoken, it's like, yes, I like this.
I don't want to die though.
Well, no.
It's nice to know that. I'm putting that out there in the world that it's not for me right now. Not really into dying.
I often think about this, and recently I've been sort of like...
I'm worried now. But
no. Recently I've sort of been like, you know, you're driving along and like maybe some idiot like does something and like swerves out in front of you.
Yeah.
And then afterwards I'm like, man, what if I died then? I wouldn't be that fussed, you know? Like, I know I've got like a lot of life left to do, but I'm quite proud of what I've done so far and the experiences that I've had. Like, I feel like already I've had a pretty good innings, and I wouldn't be like, I don't want to say like I wouldn't be devastated, but like, you know, I could probably make my peace with it.
I find it kind of futile to have that discussion with myself. Like, would I be all right with dying at that point? Because it's like, well, I'm not having that discussion with myself because it's over. Like,
because it's not going to happen.
Because
I'm already past.
Yeah. It's just like, well,
no, but you know, it starts you thinking about, well, what if like the next car does kill me? Like, that's what I'm saying. How, I mean, don't get me wrong. If a doctor told me, Jordan, you've got 6 months to live, I'm not going to be like, oh, okay,
and then just go back to your job.
But I think I could. Yeah, I think I could like maybe move past. I mean, how do you know? How can you ever really know something like that? But like, I think I could get past it.
Well, I guess it's one of those things that like, it's an ultimatum. It's like, here's the...
Well, actually, no, thinking about it, I would prefer it to be instant than like be told that I've got a certain amount of time.
I don't know.
Because then I don't feel... I mean, not that I've got any time to really consider how I feel, because I'd be dead, but at least then I don't have like that period where I have to just mull it over all the time. I'd rather just be like, in myself right now, know that if I were to like just completely be KO'd, which is the wrong termination terminology. If I was to be killed,
right,
I think I'm okay.
You know how I suffer. You know how I'm basically rubbish with like getting up in the morning and being late and stuff like that. So I don't know of anything that would inspire me to just get shit done than you're going to die tomorrow. So if I know about that, then it's like, okay, well, I've got to get my arse into gear. If someone told me that like every single day.
What do you mean get shit done though? What would you do?
Well, whatever it is that I needed to do.
Well, what do you need to do when you've been told that you like? Surely there is nothing you need to do.
I guess I would change my to-do list.
You do whatever you want to do.
Yeah, I would. I'd completely change the things I need.
You're not like shit. I really need to get that assignment in. Like that becomes unnecessary.
I scheduled that MOT so quickly.
Fuck,
like, you don't even know. No. Well, yeah. I guess I would change my errands.
Alphabetize all my books.
Finally, I got that done. I'm so glad I can die peacefully now. No. I mean, like, it would just, it's such a motivator because if I was told I've got 6 months left to live, it'd be like, okay, I've got certain things that I want to do before I die. And every single day that passes obviously I'm never getting that day back. I never had the opportunity to get that day back. But when you have a long life ahead of you, or when you think you have a long life ahead of you, it's like, oh, I can do that anytime. Yeah. And the urgency of getting things done is so much less.
It's the same as having coursework.
Yeah.
Like, you know, when the coursework is due in at the end of the year, you can just chill until it gets to like the week before and you haven't done any. And then you're like, now I'm stressed.
There you go. So it's like you either accept it or you bury your head you bury your head in the sand.
Yeah. I think I'd probably not actually do that well with being told that I've got a certain amount of time.
Oh.
I think I'd spend too much time in my head thinking about what I could have done that day.
That's a good point, actually.
That would mess with me too much.
I just don't feel like you would waste time. I just don't think you would waste time.
I feel like I'd suddenly start thinking about all the things that I want to do, and then I'd be overwhelmed with how difficult it would be to do all the things that I want to do.
But then you just start doing them. You just start doing them.
Yeah.
Especially because you're going to have loads of people around you who's going to be like, okay, let's do this. Let's get Jordan signed up for Make-A-Wish. Let's make all of these things happen. Let's put him on a bungee cord. Like, even if he doesn't want to do bungee jump. Like,
what's the one thing that you would like? Just one thing off the top of your head that you would want to
do? Play Wembley Stadium, like on the main stage.
Right.
So that was obviously huge, but it would be a pretty cool thing for like loads of my musician friends to be like hollering at everyone who's headlining Wembley Stadium in the next 3 months. But listen, I've got this buddy Keiran. He can play drums quite well. Can he play one song on stage with you and have everyone scream like really loudly for him because he's about to die? And that would be like his dying wish. Would be pretty fucking cool.
Right.
Then like that would sort me out quite nicely, and I can be like, I could allow myself. Okay, I didn't authentically headline Wembley Stadium, but like I got that experience before I died.
You got to see what it looked like from a drum kit.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
What would be your one?
Like a lineup of different types of cars, and like an empty racetrack for me to just like drive them like recklessly around because I know that I'm gonna die anyway. So I'm like fucking popping wheelies, even though you can't do that in a car. I'm like even like I want Formula 1 cars as well. Like I'm serious. Like I want to fucking drive like a nutter. Just really quickly around loads of stuff.
Like so unrealistic with the way that you take the corners. Like it's completely with no regard for
I'm just
how
trying to drift on
properly.
every corner.
Oh man, I'd fucking love to learn to drift the car. That'd be just the coolest thing.
It's nothing. Why are you saying it like you can't do that?
Well, I mean like properly.
Yeah. What do you mean? You can. There's probably like red letter day experiences, stuff like that. You can go and do that. There's loads of like red letter days. That's just one of the things popping to mind. I don't even know if they do them still.
Well,
like,
probably.
Where you just like get like a sports car and an empty racetrack. Like that is definitely a thing.
Jordan, if I struggle to give myself an afternoon off, I'm hardly going to pay myself to go for a drifting lesson. But
true,
yes,
true. Yeah, but there you go. Anyone who's looking to get Keiran a birthday present or maybe a Christmas present?
July 4th. Yeah, hold on. Okay, so
just all our listeners club together, please.
Yeah, nice one. By the way, I've got one more beef that's like really important.
Okay.
I'm sorry to have to go back to beefs. Just before the end, when you've got all of the lads who they've just seen 3 of their guys get shot in the shooting squad thing, and then they will just go to the pub for a pint. And there's some entertainer who's like doing some music and stuff, and he's like, "Oh, I've got a special guest." This is clearly like some kind of prisoner of war.
Yeah.
Some German prisoner of war woman, but she's like super pretty, and so they like force her. she's not forced. Like, she still walks there, but the guy who's like presenting the night still kind of holds her in place. But she's like clearly like crying, like tears are streaming down her face. And they're just like leering at her, like proper. And it's just like,
men are disgusting.
That's exactly what I thought. Oh my god!
So that scene. Sorry, were you done?
Well, and then they go and sing.
Yeah.
Because they're like, oh, she can't do anything, but she can sing.
Yeah.
So she starts singing, and they all start singing with her. And then they like zoom in on the men's faces who are crying and stuff. It's like, no, I just saw them objectifying this woman, saying that they want to fuck the shit out of her. And that, like, I'm basically like picturing like the biggest gang rape scene that like you've ever seen.
That's a bit strong.
Because like that's I was projecting that because it just looks like this woman's gonna like be torn to shreds by like fucking like meat to the lions kind of vibe. But then suddenly like, oh, but then these really hardened men, they all have souls and emotions and stuff. It's like, no, fuck off. Like, I don't want that.
Right, I don't want it to come across like I'm defending that kind of behaviour.
Right.
I really want to establish that I'm not.
Okay.
But that is kind of what popped into my head when I was watching that, because I'm thinking, okay, so they've just been through a really traumatic situation. I mean, they're already in a traumatic environment because they're at war.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they go through some fucking crazy shit that you just can't. I'm sure you can't imagine what it feels like until you're there.
No.
So I just get a bit of like, there's a voice inside me that when I see things like that, given that situation, that tells me, who am I to judge that situation? So, but to continue my point, the fact that they're all like really rowdy and like, whoa, men, and even though they can see she's crying, like, it doesn't even bother them. Like, yeah, they're still fucking gross. But then when she starts singing, it's almost like I don't know, maybe I romanticize the idea of like the music can like move people.
No, that's the thing.
Yeah. Well, yeah, no, but I mean, like, I'm trying not to like defend it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, the fact that they don't know the words and they're just humming along, like, and where you say like it pans over their faces and they're all crying, I just can imagine that, like, the music cut through all of the macho bullshit that because I mean, they're in a big group as well, as we know, like group mentality, that sort of shit. But the music is like cut through all of that, and just struck a chord and made them realize like where they are, what's just happened. Like, 3 men have died for no real reason when more could have died. They're in like a shitty situation, and there's just like this one moment where it's all gone from like this group mentality of like, let's all just like leer at this woman, to listening to the sound that she's making, and they're all coming together in that, and there's like camaraderie there and group mentality, but the it's changed from being like aggressive to being like soft, and I actually really liked it.
Okay, I liked that moment. If it was just that, I just don't feel like that anything that anyone goes through allows them to make someone feel so scared for their own life. Maybe it's one of those things that it's like, unless you've been there, you can't really judge, you can't really chat. But I feel like there's a certain amount of, there's someone else who is suffering because of what you're doing, and regardless of, I think most cases, if you're doing something that is causing harm to someone else, I'm not on board with it. No matter what the deal is, like there's no matter what's going on in your life.
No,
if you're bringing that onto someone else, then that's where I draw my line. So that's why I had trouble with that first bit of it when they were all leering.
Yeah, I mean, in my notes, I've literally got men are gross.
Yeah,
and then also, why do they know the melody of the song after one?
Yeah,
like,
it's not bad, is it?
That kind of
it's not bad.
So I would be the one that you said was the utter coward.
Yes.
And not do that. Yeah, like, I just at the very least would have not picked him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's my way of apology is by not picking you.
Wait, what do you mean?
So he picks the guy who knows that he killed the guy, right? That's why he picks.
Sorry,
him.
the colonel picks the coward, the cowardice, the cowardly general.
The cowardly general.
Yeah.
Picks the guy to be killed.
Yeah.
the guy that he picks is the one that knows that he killed the other guy.
Oh, yeah.
I wouldn't pick that guy.
Okay.
Like, at least that's the very beginning of what I can do to, like, at least make up for the fact that, like, say, like, just fucking, like, it's just so cowardly to be like, kill him because he's the only evidence. Be at least, like, making a step to at least right my wrong. That guy can stay alive and fuck it, I'll put my hands up and, like I said earlier, like, go through the procedure. I don't know what would happen, but see what happens from it. Actually tell the truth.
I wouldn't be surprised if, like...
They would kill him.
Yeah.
Because he ran away.
Yeah. And there's not only is there that, but also he's witnessing someone else getting away with something way bigger, which is like...
Yeah.
Like, so he knows how, like, the full atrocity, but he can't chat because the guy who he knows he's getting away with it is a higher position than him.
Yeah.
So he's like, well, if he can get away with his thing, then I can get away with my little thing.
Yeah. So I'd be him and not do that. What about you? Who would you be?
I would be the corporal, who is the main big bastard guy, and not
Scarface.
Yeah, I'd be Scarface. Yeah, I'd be Scarface and not be such a dick.
Have you got another one?
Well, or I would be the judges and like not agree to sentence 3 people to death.
To have an actual real court.
Yeah, like, where there's proper evidence and where someone's taking notes, like that kind of thing. Where it's clearly not just like all being swept under the carpet, that kind of thing. Where, you know, basically I'd make it legitimized.
Yeah,
that would be nice.
Yeah.
For this film to be, for like the stuff that's happening in the film to be legitimized. I can't work out if I'm pissed off at the happenings of the film or the film.
Yeah, okay.
I'm
pissed off by the happenings of the film.
Okay, because
what I want to do, Kieran, is I think my brain might solve your issue.
Okay, all right. Mine's a little bit like of a weird one.
Okay.
So it'd be maybe nice to wrap up the.
Okay, sure, go.
So, have you seen that video?
It's always a good one when it's like, have you seen that one video on YouTube that's got 2 views?
Well, this video has considerably more views. It's a man who is screaming at a black bear.
No.
To get it to fuck off.
No.
So apparently, the way to defend yourself against a brown bear, if it's brown, lay down. So you play dead. You pretend that
brown, flush it down.
if you're brown, lay down. But if it's black...
If you're brown, lay down. That sounds racist,
Kieran. I didn't say that. I did not say that.
You sound like the American police.
Play it back. Whoa. Play it back. I did not say that. Play it back. Jordan said that, okay? No.
I think you may have actually slipped.
Hey.
The first time you didn't say that, but the second time I think you did.
If the bear is brown...
If the shoe fits...
Okay, the saying goes, if the bear is brown, you can lay down. If the bear is black, then fight back. Right? Okay. Notice how I said the bear on both occasions.
Yes.
Thank you. So there was a black bear, and this man, he's like a big, beefy kind of lumberjack bloke, but still is a fucking bear. He'd maul his face off.
Was he wearing a flannel shirt?
Probably, I think so, yeah. And this bear, like, so someone, I don't know if he's videoing it or if someone else is videoing it, but this is black bear that comes towards him, and clearly he's like, okay, well, if I turn around and run, then he's going to go after me. And so he just roars. He just goes, no! And he just absolutely screams his face off. And the bear is just looking at him, like not really caring that much, not looking particularly fierce, but just still standing there. And the man continues, no! And it's amazing. It's fucking hilarious because it's so extra. And then the bear just like, okay, and just turns around and walks away. So the reason I bring that man in is because when the what's the guy's name? The cunty guy.
Scarface.
Yeah, when Scarface is on the phone.
Yeah.
To the person who's deliberately not taking the orders. So sure, he's not taking the orders because he wants the admin to happen. But I feel like to be put in his place, he needs a big shouty man.
He needs a big
shouty man to put him in his place.
You need, like, can you imagine, you know when you get in films, you have like that token guy that just looks like an actual giant?
Yeah.
Who's always really stupid or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like he comes out from the barracks, it's just like, you. Roar!
Exactly. And he's like, okay, yeah, I see your point. Yeah. There you go. That's who I'd bring in.
Okay. So I want to bring in Christopher Waltz, his character from Inglourious Bastards, he was the Jew hunter man.
Oh, okay. God, yeah, okay.
But I'm changing...
No, not Jew hunter. Oh, no, it is a Jew hunter.
Yeah.
So I was thinking of the...
Yeah, you were thinking of the bear Jew.
Very good. Yes, I was thinking of the bear Jew, because obviously I was just thinking about bears. The Jew hunter guy. Yeah,
because obviously I was thinking about bears. I mean, no, I want to bring in...
Your impression was spot on. Okay, go on.
I want to bring in the Jew hunter, but he's not going to be a Jew hunter. He's going to be a guy that goes into military situation. Like, he's the same dude, like, but instead of a skill for smelling out Jews,
right.
It's a skill for smelling out improper procedures and violations of military code.
Thank you.
That's what, and he goes from and he's like from like the king, yeah, like he's like the king's guy. And it's like the king's like, yo.
He's the audit. He does the audit.
Basically, yeah.
Right.
And I just want him to be like, he goes to different outposts and stuff like that. And I just want him to like sniff it out, basically. And just put every single person that has done wrong in this film, maybe it ends with them being put on the thing. Because there'd be 3 of them, wouldn't there? There'd be the big general guy.
Yeah.
Because he like...
So it was Scarface.
No, but the even bigger general.
Oh, yeah, because he basically oversaw the whole thing.
Yeah, and the bad and the cowardly general.
Yeah.
So it would be like maybe in the last bit it ends up being changed around, and those 3 go. Like, I could just and because it even fits in because it's like around that World War II type time.
I mean, wrong World War, but yes.
World War One, wasn't it?
Yeah, sure. But
you know what I mean.
Yeah,
it wasn't even World War One. It might have just been a French war. No, it was with the Germans. Yeah,
it was definitely with the Germans. Yeah. Okay, cool, nice. So would you stay indoors to watch Paths of Glory?
I actually really liked this.
Okay.
Yeah, I would stay indoors.
Did you really like it because it was 90 minutes long?
I loved the fact that it was 90 minutes long. That's possibly the best thing about this film. and I liked quite a lot of it. Mm-hmm. I liked when we were talking earlier and you were saying that the film could have gone it could have been about them just taking the anthill.
Right.
I really liked that it wasn't about that and that it was about sort of the injustices that can happen in war and like that was just an interesting fresh take on a war film. We've watched so many war films and none of them have really been about that.
No, I wonder if Hacksaw Ridge is a little bit about that.
It's kind of, but it's not really. No, it's about its own thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
What is it?
Isn't Platoon a bit like that? Or is that the undertone? But it's not really about it.
Yeah, it's not because it's too much. There's like action. This is literally like you only see like 2 actual parts where they're at war.
Yeah,
and the majority of the film takes place like in like a court or like just dealing around that. That's the main focus. Yeah. I just like that. I thought that was really interesting. And for a film that was made in the 40s, 59,
57,
56. 55.
57.
Yeah, no, I liked it. I'd stay indoors 100%.
Okay, I wouldn't.
Okay.
Reason being is because it vexed the parts that vex me too much are the accents, the music. I mean, there was only one continuity error, so I can get over that. But I can't believe the quality of the speech and the accents like that for me feels like such a huge oversight. There were so many really cool things. Like loads of the shots were great, but like
it did feel confusing that they were French, but none of them were French. I just kept feeling like, can we not just make it not that? Can we just make up a whole different thing? If you're not going to do that at all, if you're not going to make
it would be ideal. Yeah, that would be ideal.
Okay, so what are we watching next week?
Next week we are watching M.
The letter M.
We are watching the letter M.
I didn't realize that Sesame Street was...
Nice. All right, so we will see you next week for M, wherever the fuck that is. Okay, bye.
Bye.
It's something high energy right now. 250 Reasons on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Here's the info coming at you straight into your face.
Why does high energy have to be monotone?
Okay, high energy right now. We're going to be doing that one thing where we say in the one voice, we're going to be telling everything about what we have to be telling.
Like a fucking antiques dealer.
I was just trying to tell myself more than I was telling anyone else. Really.
See, Spotify, Podbean and Stitcher.
Come on, go and strive.
Okay, and you can also send an email to 250reasons@gmail.com. I just don't
I think that was the closest you guys have got.
I feel like that was the furthest away. This is making no sense.
Way.
Listen. Bye.